Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the pressure placed on you by the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So what is pressure? Pressure is something that can really make a difference in your life. If you're under pressure frequently, example, let's say you're walking on eggshells, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good existence. When you are under pressure, many times you cannot achieve the things you want to achieve. You cannot perform at a high level. Many times you lose focus, and many times you don't know what's going on because you're under so much pressure. Perhaps things could go awry. And that is a narcissistic relationship in a nutshell. Keep in mind, from the minute you met the narcissist up into and including the culmination of the relationship, you've been under pressure the whole time. You just didn't know it. And what I mean by this is when you were in the relationship with the narcissist, think about all the things that you experienced. You experienced being gaslit, being given the silent treatment, being stonewalled, being blame shifted, triangulated. That list goes on, and you did not know what you were dealing with when you were in the relationship. My hope is now you are getting the education on channels like mine and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here. And you're understanding the glossary, the terms, the definitions of the narcissistic abusive cycle. But go back to when you were in that relationship, or maybe you're still in it right now looking to exit the relationship. Maybe this is the first video you are consuming and you're getting your first light bulb moment. And you're like, oh my goodness, like this individual, they're a toxic person. I really shouldn't be around this person. All these things, they add up to being under pressure. Let's really peel the onion back a couple layers right now. When you were in the relationship, think about this. Did you ever take notes about a certain individual? Or do you have to look up things on YouTube and or Google, like poor behavior or rage fit or things like that? If you did, these are huge red flags. And why did you do that? Because you were under pressure. You did not know what you were dealing with. You were experiencing poor behavior and you couldn't put your finger on it. And then boom, there you go. You understood. You had your first light bulb moment. That's one small example. Another one, gaslighting. When somebody has you doubt your sense of reality, and well, we know that that's gaslighting, but think about it. Who would do that to another individual on purpose? A toxic individual. Somebody who wants to control you. They want to control what you think, how you feel, the clothes you wear, what happened in the past. This is exactly poor toxic behavior. And when you were told, for example, let's say that you went on vacation in Mexico and the individual's telling you, no, we didn't stay there, we went to a different country. And you're like, what are you talking about? I have pictures. And they continue to tell you that that's not true. That's kind of a little bigger example. But the point is, when that happens, you're like, what is going on? And then you're under pressure again. Was it real? Did we go? I'm not sure. I don't know. What's happening? The pressure you are under in the narcissistic relationship, it's insurmountable until you get the wisdom, until you understand that you are not alone and that there are literally hundreds of millions of individuals similar to you who have gone through and or perhaps are still experiencing the toxic narcissistic abusive cycle. The pressure does mount up though. Here's another one. What's one of the things the narcissist does? They isolate you. Let's say, for example, you are living in a town or a city. You met the narcissist and they wanted you to relocate halfway around the globe. Why? Well, they could isolate you and they could use you as their source of supply. It's insidious, it's disgusting, it's cruel, it's manipulative. That's exactly what the narcissist does many times. And when you are out of your element, perhaps you were not surrounded by your family or friends or the social circle that you're accustomed to, and you were placed in a different environment, that is a lot of pressure. Because what do you have to do now? Now you have to start from scratch. Perhaps you had to find a new job, build up a new network of friends, learn the infrastructure and where to go to and where not to go to, perhaps even speak a new language. That's pressure. Now keep in mind, there are times that people put pressure on themselves and it's expected. Example, let's say you're in college and you're trying to pass a course and maybe you didn't study as well as you should have throughout the semester and the exam is in 2 days. Well, the pressure's on. You didn't really study as hard as you should have throughout the semester, and now you have 2 days to study and pass the class, and hopefully you get an A. But the point is, that's something that you did to yourself. It's completely different when somebody is putting you under pressure, i.e. the narcissistic relationship. Another example, Triangulation, my least favorite thing that these people do. The narcissist, that is. So there you are. Let's say you are married or in a romantic relationship, and you believe things are going well because this is, let's say hypothetically, you've now entered the devaluation stage, only you don't know it, where you enter the narcissistic fog. Same thing. The point is, when that happens, then you're home from work one day, and then let's say your romantic interest comes home and they tell you that an individual at work gave them compliments and said they looked fantastic and they look so good and all these things, and you're like, I tell you those things all the time. What's going on? What did they do there? They just triangulated you, and that put pressure on you to give this person who turned out to be a narcissist more compliments and to have you doubting your worth. Or are you doing enough? Or are you contributing enough? The pressure, it adds up each and every time. How about if you're given the silent treatment? Imagine, if you will, that you were living with the narcissist. Say it's a sibling, and they're giving the silent treatment, and they're not talking to you for days, weeks, months on end, and you're like, what's going on? But yet they're talking to everybody else. This is on purpose. It's to put pressure on you, so eventually you go to them, cave in, and say, hey, I apologize, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, what's going on? And many times, here's another one. When you're in the narcissistic relationship, what happens? You become the walking apology, which means you apologize for things you never did. Why? Because you're trying to get the communication lines open back up with the narcissist. But back then you didn't have the education. You didn't have the knowledge or the wisdom. What you had was experience of poor toxic behavior, but you didn't know what it was. And here you are now, you're getting the channel, you're getting the education on the channel, and you're becoming awakened and aware. You're understanding that you are the priority. Another way the narcissist puts pressure on you, the workplace bully. Very simple one here. You are an employee, you have a job, you're performing at a high level. The boss or the manager, somebody says, hey, come on in the office, let's see, how you doing. Maybe you're gonna get a review. And they ask you how you're doing, everything's fine. And they said, hey, can you do this project for us this next quarter? Can you get it done? And you're like, absolutely, that's no problem, I can do that. And they're like, okay, great. Now, number one, you're not gonna get a pay raise for this, although it's promised to you. Number two, they're gonna promise you a corner office or a bonus or a trip to Madagascar, whatever they're gonna promise. The point is this is all future faking, and now you've accepted the role. You're not being compensated for the role yet, the extra job they asked you to do. And what happens? Now there's pressure on you to perform at a higher level. Because of that, many times the workplace bully will contact you outside of office hours, even on weekends, even on holidays, even on your birthday, even when you're injured. They can do this. They take full advantage of you. And now the pressure is on, and you believe that you need to work at such a higher rate. And what happens when that happens? Many times you make mistakes. Many times you get burnt out. Many times you do the job and you're not compensated. And the workplace bully / narcissist, they take credit for your job. They get the corner office or the trip to Madagascar, and you end up leaving the company because you can't handle all the pressure from the toxic narcissistic boss or the environment overall. You see, the pressure the narcissist places on you, it's slow, it's insidious, it creeps up on you because the narcissist is always, usually, wearing a mask to disguise themselves, to act like they are your friend or they are interested in you or that you're amazing, things like that. And then they get really close to you, they learn about you, and then they manipulate and weaponize all the information that you have given or shared with them about yourself. That's what they do. But the pressure, it mounts up. How about this one? When you first figured out that you were not alone. Example, you were in the narcissistic relationship and you couldn't figure out why all this poor behavior was happening, for example, behind closed doors, and sometimes in the general public, but mainly behind closed doors, and you felt alone and isolated, and you're like, was it just me? Am I doing something wrong? What's going on? Like, why doesn't this person just behave properly? Why is it one day they're Dr. Jekyll, the next day they're Mr. Hyde? But then you found out the channel, on my channel, and you're getting the wisdom, and you figure it out. Oh my gosh, it's not just me. Narcissism is a real thing. It's not just a person that is looking at themselves in the mirror. This is a real issue. Think about that. So the narcissist places so much pressure on virtually every relationship they have. It doesn't matter if it's a neighbor. How about that one? Your neighbor's a narcissist or a toxic individual. They're playing music at all hours of the day, evening, and night. Perhaps they're lighting off fireworks all the time. Perhaps they're having parties or get-togethers. Perhaps they are doing strange things. But the whole point is you just bought the house next to them. You now live next to them. Now the pressure is on for even simple things like you walking out of your front door to get the mail, or for you driving in the driveway and parking your car, because you don't want to encounter these people. You don't want to see them, but yet you live right next door to them. And they know this. This is how these people work. It's poor behavior on top of poor behavior on top of poor behavior. And the pressure in any narcissistic relationship, it's very, very challenging. Another one, the relationship ended. Say you got discarded or you ended it, and you're still ruminating, you're still thinking, you're still wondering about the relationship and putting things together. There's a lot of pressure there. A simple thing as checking social media that many people have issues with, or blocking the narcissist, that's a whole different thing of pressure. Have you blocked the narcissist yet? Have you considered it? Have you gone no contact, deleted and removed all flying monkeys and people associated with the narcissist? That's the path. That's what you must do eventually. That's my suggestion for you. But the point is, the pressure from the beginning you met the narcissist, all throughout the relationship up until the relationship ends, there's pressure all the time. How about another one? You've removed the narcissist from your life. It's been years. The narcissist pops up out of the blue. They contact you via email and they ask you some questions, and it stirs up all the emotions back within you. There's pressure again. Why? Because you're feeling anxious. You're getting anxiety. You're like, oh my gosh, I thought I was done with this person. What's going on? I don't want anything to do with them. I can't believe it. Do I have to move again? Do I have to relocate? Do I have to get a new email? All these things are pressure. So guys, I just want you to understand that my channel is a positive channel. It's about abundance, getting through the narcissistic abusive cycle. It's about growth, healing, progress, awareness, becoming awakened. But there's pressure on the relationship, in the relationship when you're in it with a narcissist. Because why? Because that's what they do. They don't want to just be. They don't want to build. They want to destroy. They don't want to create. They want to disrupt. That's what they do. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great evening, afternoon, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. God bless you. Have a great afternoon. And remember this, that the pressure the narcissist placed on you, I could do a 30-part series on this. It's a lot of pressure. Once you remove yourself from the narcissistic relationship, I'm talking fully remove yourself or go no contact, block them, delete them, all the things we're talking about, gray rock if you need to, and you save your energy for yourself, that's when the abundance begins to happen. Of course, you have to heal and you have to process things. But as long as you're in the relationship, there's a lot of pressure. Should I answer the text? Should I not? Should I respond? How should I, if the narcissist does text you, say that you're in the relationship with them, if they text you, you're like, should I respond? I'm not sure. What should I say? Are they going to take it this way? Are they going to take it that way? I don't know. You go to the store to buy peanut butter. Is it the right peanut butter? I don't know. What should I do? Should I call them? If I call them, they don't answer and I get the wrong peanut butter, I'm going to have to go back to the store again. If I get the right peanut butter, will it still be the wrong peanut butter? There is so much pressure placed on you in these relationships. That's why they don't benefit you. That's why you need to remove yourself from them if possible. So guys, that's the video. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon. Bye.